Hi there, Karen Footman here from KarenFootman.com. I'm delighted to be with you in this my second video about my light system, my 5-step signature system enabling you to step into your star power and really step into being the woman that you know you are in your heart. The second step is I for intuition. Now you can find out more about my light system at KarenFootman.com on my homepage, but in the meantime I want to give you another great tip here today as to how you can connect more with your intuition and the value of that right here today, so that you have more impact personally in your life, create your life in the way you want it in the next 30 days than you have in the last 3 years. So just listen up for a couple of minutes. So why is intuition so important? Well, I don't know about you, but intuitively I get messages all the time. In fact, I have done for as long as I can remember. But most of them, I reckon probably about somewhere between 70 and 80%, I haven't acted upon those messages. Sometimes I get little flashes of pictures, sometimes I get sounds, sometimes I just get gut feel, other times I just have an inner knowing about things. Now the bottom line is I haven't trusted what has appeared to me to be irrational or messages that are not concrete. Because if you think about our world today, we're so focused on what's concrete and what's rational and what can be backed up and what can be substantiated, that if you don't really trust the messages you're getting, and because they can be quite fleeting and quite ethereal, and sometimes the pictures can be, or the sounds or the hunches can be intangible, you can find that you don't trust them. Well, you're not trusting yourself when you don't trust them, because they really can be a source of a real gift to you, a real source of power to you that you could not be, maybe you're not acting upon because actually you're just too busy, and you're too busy because you're too focused on the tangible and what's here and what's now. So I want to invite you to simply open yourself up to what you're receiving intuitively and receive the gift of the messages that you're getting through what you sense and know, through what you feel, through what you might be seeing in your mind's eye, what you might be hearing. And why is it important? Well, because as I say, it's another resource for you that you can be using. But there are a couple of reasons why, in particular, your intuitive gift is so important. One, because it's a largely untapped area that actually could be, the more you use it, the stronger it will get, and the more it will cut out doing, because immediately you'll have a sense of whether something's right or not, or you'll be given the opportunity through the confidence that you'll develop, the courage that you'll develop, to actually voice what it is that you're intuitively picking up. That's the first area in which I found intuition particularly useful to me. It's really great for shining a light on stuff that you've actually got a hunch going on is probably not going so well. Lots of us in the personal development world want to focus so much on what's great and what's going well all the time, and strength building, which is really important. But it's also important to act on what's not going so great, or what we're frightened of potentially. Simply shining a light on by owning up to what is it I'm sensing, what is it I imagine that could not work so well, what is it, and voicing that intuitive message gets it out in the open, shines a light on it, and gives you the opportunity to satisfy yourself that actually your hunch or the thing that you're frightened of or the concern that you've got is valid. You're owning up to what's going on for you and validating yourself. How can that be a bad thing, even if potentially it does make other people feel uncomfortable? So the first benefit of developing your intuitive gift is to shine a light on stuff that may be going well, and highlight that, or that really may not be going so well. And actually just wanting to honour that within yourself is a really important step. So it could be that a relationship you've got going on isn't working out in the way that you might like, and it might be there's an opportunity for you to simply share that. Doesn't make the other person wrong, just means that you're owning up what's going on inside of you. Because the chances are, energetically, that person will be picking it up anyway. Could be that an agreement you've got in place isn't working for you. Immediately when you start to own up to your intuitive messages, you will feel better. I absolutely guarantee it. And if so many of us are so tired and exhausted, why would we not want to do that? Yet you can be frightened of the consequences, and I can completely get that. And again, we can handle the consequences. The first step is in owning up and shining a light on what's really going on inside, as opposed to simply focusing our energy and attention on what's going on outside and managing our external image, our external presence, if you like. The second reason why intuition is so important is because it's about starting to get to grips with what is it I really want and feel, and getting comfortable with perhaps the discomfort that might go with that. I've been speaking earlier today with a friend of mine. She and I are thinking about doing something pretty exciting next weekend. For both of us, it involves upsetting other people. For both of us, it involves changing plans that we might not otherwise choose to do so. For both of us, it potentially involves quite difficult characters as we've experienced them in the past, not being so happy about the fact that we've chosen to put our needs first. Again, something that can be really difficult for us as women. Honouring our own needs, honouring our own desires, and just sitting with, actually, if I could choose, which of course you can, but if I could choose and there were no consequences, how would that be and how would I feel? Now what's quite funny about it is my friend is feeling really uncomfortable, because what tends to happen is, rather than honour our truth, our intuition about a decision or a situation or something we'd like to do, we tend to try to close it down so we get some closure quickly. Either we say, no, I'm not going to bother, or carry on as planned, or we really try to force a decision so we can make it happen and move on quickly. So sitting with the discomfort is something that we have to get used to, because we're making ourselves vulnerable. We're honouring, we're owning up to what's really going on for us. Because when we do that, when we're prepared to sit with it, actually we'll often find that the rest of the world will shift, and that people will step back and get used to the fact that, you know what, we've got needs too, and that it's actually okay for us to have them, and that their plans can change, and nobody's going to get hurt, nobody's going to die, everything is going to work out perfectly. We all get what we want. We get to step into our star power by doing what we really want and feeling great about that, and they get to do what they were going to do anyway, or find another way of doing it. So that's why intuition is so important, because it's about starting to trust yourself. I can teach you a lot more about that, and I do teach a lot more about that through my light system, so please go to my site karenfootman.com and find out more. But in the meantime, I want to invite you to simply own up to something, own up to the message you're receiving, notice it for yourself, and even better, voice it, write it down, or share it with someone else, and notice the relief that comes with it. And also notice how actually nothing bad happens, and the world starts to shift around you to reinforce, to validate your intuitive messages. Have a great day. Goodbye.